right. So, finally, the DLC's out. And, man, there's a lot to talk about.
The Shadow of the ERDTREE.
Shadow of the ERDTREE. And, man, we got a lot to talk about because, first of all, the map's way bigger than expected. These are just first thoughts out of my head about the DLC. The map's way bigger. I think the map is prettier as in like landscape wise than the original game because it has verticality, and I think it's extremely hard, but there's controversy around that we're going to talk about. But what are your first thoughts?
Dude, my favorite thing was I don't know, I fought a couple bosses, but I'm not like I haven't fought the cover art guy yet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's either the next boss that I'm going for. Mm-hmm. But definitely a difficulty spike. But that's just how it is. You know, they have a whole different power system where it's not rune based. It's, you know,
yeah, you
got to get the scad tree fragments or whatever. And bro, these bosses are wow.
Yeah, I know. Wow. I know, it's crazy. So when I got the DLC and then I first started playing it, I literally walked in and got immediately destroyed by that first dude that was like on top of the giant gravestone.
Oh my god.
And I thought it was a boss. I'm like, how is this guy destroying me right now? This has to be just like a boss or something, and it's not. It's just a regular guy who just spawns in every time, who's all around the whole map. And I thought I was screwed. I was like, I can't get around this guy.
Do you remember my reaction when I ran into that guy? I'm literally on torrent, like riding through, and I'm like, wow, there's bloodstains on the ground. Literally, the minute I'm done saying that, he just one-shots my torrent. I just go, whoa!
Yeah, literally.
I didn't even see it, bro. It was underneath the grass.
Yeah, and that's when I knew that I was like, this is gonna be tough. Like, this is gonna be hard.
Oh, bro, I knew it was gonna be tough when the fucking, I don't even know what to call it, the giant furnace.
Yes.
Just.
I totally went around it. I'm like, I'm not fighting that thing.
I was like, listen, I learned my lesson with the tree sentinel.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fuck around because I ain't trying to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
But the first boss.
Yeah, the first boss.
Dude, there's so many just tips of the cap to, you know, move sets and things like, for instance, I know you guys were, you know, on my balls about this, but at one point when you're going towards a very specific boss, if you play Dark Souls 3, maybe you'll notice this, but when you're going towards a specific boss, the area looks very familiar. And it looks like an area where you fight, well, Dark Souls 3 has been out for like 8 years, so I'm going to say the name, but it looks like the area where you fight Pontiff Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. I remember like looking around, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm in the cathedral by Boreal Valley? But there's definitely like move sets, like, you know, I know obviously while I was fighting, it was hard for me to get the words out, but I would just be like, Lady Butterfly, Champion Gundyr, like,
yeah.
Like the one knight that has like the two swords where you're going up, you're going up there, and he does that like the kick, the sweet chin music, and then the shoulder check.
Oh, that's that shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, that's Champion Gundyr.
Okay.
And Champion Gundyr did not have that much range. I should know. I fought him 2 or 3 days before the DLC dropped.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, from what I'm playing, from what I've seen and what I've experienced in my own time, dude, it's easily going to be the highest rated, the highest and most selling
DLC ever.
I'm thinking UFC,
yeah,
bro.
No,
I heard Charles Oliveira and Dan Hooker and went,
yeah. True. But yeah, I think it's going to be highest selling. But the mixed reviews on it,
it's because people are pussies.
So stupid. So first of all, there's issues with like on PC at least, there's issues with the performance of the game, which I totally get. Like, I've had stuttering issues and stuff. I personally think it's because the world is very vertical, so it has rendering problems, which I think is very possible. But also, people are complaining about the difficulty. And first of all, people are complaining about the difficulty when the game's been out for 1 day. You're telling me you've played the whole damn game in 1 day, and you have a review about the game after 1 day of playing? Like, are you kidding me? So that pisses me off, first of all, because that's just a thing nowadays, you know? You don't experience much, but you have a full opinion on it. Like, that's just how things are nowadays.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, but it's like, But literally, that's exactly why the game has mixed reviews, and
Of
you
course,
know, it's
because
just
God for
annoying.
fucking bid,
It's
God for
annoying.
fucking bid, people don't want to say, this boss is too hard for me. Let me go into the world and see if I can find something that helps me. I use the term character arc, and I've always used it for all of the games. I'm like, don't make me go get a character, go through a character arc.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just, I personally think that this is just a good time.
it's a good game. Yeah,
And if you're gonna sit here and complain about the difficulty, play Zelda. Play an easy.
yeah.
Don't sit around and be like, this DLC is too hard. Did you beat the base game? Oh, you did. What'd you use? Oh, you used the Blasphemous Blade, Moonveil,
Then it.
and the Rivers of Blood.
I'm telling you right now, you could wipe the DLC if you first of all get a lot of the fragments to upgrade yourself, and you use those weapons. You could do just as well. Like it's not gonna be an issue. So I don't know. I mean, the same weapons are still OP as they were.
I think they
in
went
the
through
first.
a patch with. I know
Yeah, they went through a
Moonveil
little
and
patch.
I think Moonveil and Blasphemous Blade got nerfed.
Yeah, a little bit. Blasphemous Blade won't do as well because it's like all flame bosses and stuff. A lot of them are. Not. I've played more than you, but I don't want, without spoiling a lot. All I'm gonna say is
There's a lot of fire.
but I kind of jumped the gun there. What I should have said is that the types of bosses are very similar to the original, or the actual game, because there's a variety that spans across all different types. From your magic to your holy to your fire. So, but there's a lot of fire in general. Probably majority is fire because of the side bosses, but you'll fight everything. You're getting just as much of playtime in this DLC as you're getting in the original game, which is amazing. I never expected that. I think before the DLC came out, I was expecting to maybe get like 5 bosses and just like a little world and stuff. I didn't know they were going to do a whole new game. Like, that's amazing.
Oh, bro, their DLC
So-
is better than most other games.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? You paid for DLC in other games, probably $40, You're not getting 1/100th of what you're getting out of this
Easily.
DLC. Like, you're
Easily.
not. So it's pretty special what they're accomplishing. Like, I've never seen a game this detailed before. And it's pretty cool. I wonder if they're able, because first of all, it took them 2 years to do this, you think?
2.5.
2.5? That's pretty impressive.
They probably didn't start like making the DLC until probably like a year into the game.
I mean, that's impressive. I mean, that's really impressive. I wonder if they're using like AI tools to like render stuff,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because what From Software does, they have they have 2 separate teams. They have 2 separate teams and then a third studio.
Oh, they probably have a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Their B team is better than most developers' A team. But for instance, Miyazaki has only made 1 sequel in his entire time with the Souls games. Now you're sitting here saying to yourself, what about Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3? He only made Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2 and Sekiro were made by their B team.
Oh,
So, I mean, obviously, Sekiro won Game of the Year, and Dark Souls 2, if you know, is not a good game. Well,
that's what it's-
by Soul standards,
yeah,
yes.
that's what I've heard.
But I think what they do is, I think their B team, or no, I think they're like the other company. Like, for instance,
they work on different things.
the people that do the remasters, like
Yeah.
Demon Souls that got remade for the PS5, that's Blue Point. I think
Okay.
Blue Point handles a lot of like the weapon nerfs and stuff like that. Well, I think what basically happened was all the buffs and everything, or not buffs, but all the patches that you saw after the game released. I think that's Blue Point making all those changes
Oh, okay.
personally, but I think Miyazaki.
Do
or
the
A
world
team,
building,
yeah, the
the
A
character
team.
building. Yeah.
The A team is doing the, what are we doing next? How's the world? Who are the bosses? What's the story? Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, da, 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 da. And then the B team is making their own game.
They're doing the fighting, you think?
No, they're doing their own game.
Oh, they're doing it.
Like,
okay.
it would not surprise me if maybe another 2 years we get another From Software game.
That's sick. I mean, what was that quote that he had where it's like, this isn't that you sent?
Oh yeah,
What was
he
that?
said he was like, I'm getting there, but I still haven't made the fantasy RPG that I would.
What do
be
you think
proud
that'll
of.
look like?
GTA 5 in a Souls game.
Well, that's where it's probably heading, though, right? Like GTA
I don't know.
6, like graphics wise.
Well, it
It's
depends
probably
on.
Souls games are gonna head that way.
Well,
I would
I don't.
assume.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because the thing, I don't really want to speak like too much on this because I don't really know what goes into making a Souls game, but I think majority of it just goes into like world building.
Yeah, it has
You
to.
know?
Yeah.
Because like they make such
It's very
detailed.
unique.
Yeah, they make such detailed areas where like stop and look around.
Oh,
You
I
know?
do that constantly. It's
Like
amazing.
there are times when I'll just be like sitting there, I'll be sitting at a fire, and I'm just like turning the camera, and I'm like, wow, shit,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But
There's some great views in that game.
yeah,
Great
so
views.
I think, and I don't think we're getting an Elden Ring 2.
Nah.
Like bluntly, I do not think we're getting an
Yeah,
Elden
this
Ring
is
2.
its own thing.
I think he's gonna write a different narrative he writes a different narrative for every game. I mean, think about it. He went from Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and then now Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we're getting an Elden Ring 2.
That's fine. It's fine.
So
We basically did with the DLC. So
Yeah, I mean you don't need to do too much.
yeah. So there's a few bosses in the DLC that are a little annoying.
Oh wait, before you say that,
Yeah.
I hate the camera angle on some of these fucking bosses.
Well, that's
the camera
part of it.
angle is my worst enemy. That and gravity.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes it takes like skill alone just to get the right angle as they're flipping past you, and you just gotta like turn.
did you get to the golden animal that I don't want to spoil?
The golden animal.
The golden.
Oh, the hippo.
yes.
Yeah, the hippo. Yeah.
I didn't want to. I don't.
No,
I don't know if people are gonna be.
I beat
anal about it.
Mesmer. I beat him.
Bro.
Yeah.
That fucking hippo made me lose my mind because the hippo itself I could deal with. His moveset's very straightforward.
Very
and
straightforward.
even when he goes to second phase. But the fact that you're a fucking COD player and you just go to the corners every single time when you do anything. He does a little thing where he puts his jaw into the ground and everything and you just run to the left and die. Where is he up? He's in the corner.
At least he's
he wants
away
to
for a
roll.
bit.
Oh, he wants to roll around on his fucking back like a weirdo. Oh, where is he? Oh, he's in that corner.
You know how I beat him? Great sword, 3 hits in a row, crit. Somehow, RNG wise, I swear, I was able to crit him while getting hit a few times, 3 times in a row. And I hit like most of his health before he got to the second phase, but I hit most of his health at that point, and then I just had to stay alive. It was straight RNG, I swear. Like some of these movesets that he did were consistently just like not the ones that are gonna fuck you up. You know,
Dude,
so
I'm
I was
point
lucky.
blank using the Ash of War, the Dragon Hunter's Great Katana, and I'm gonna, and then just bringing the hammer down.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
you
dude,
can't stun him.
you
Though,
do-
so. A lot of
I
these
break
bosses
his posture with the
you
thing,
can't
and I
break
like
the
run,
posture on a
like
lot
run
of
over, and I do the thing, and I'm just like, well, he's gonna be ignorant now. Go to the fucking corner.
them. That's the difference between this and these bosses and then the original Elden Ring bosses is that their postures just don't get broken, dude. Like I used one of the physic potions that supposedly is supposed to break their posture more often. It just didn't help. So yeah, that's what's annoying, but it makes it harder, so I'm okay.
I'm gonna
And
go
then-
get me a great sword and get the Lionel strike or whatever.
Yeah.
Do the fucking front flip 100 times.
Yeah. No, bleed builds are really good too, I noticed.
They've always been.
Yeah. I respec boost up my arcane a bit, and I just began good hits on a lot of these bosses, which is helping. But speaking of storyline stuff, there is one storyline in the game, this like priest or something, in this church, really good, and involves fingers and shit, like the finger things.
it does.
So it's really good. That one's really good, because you got to go on different parts of the map to do different things for him, which isn't like complicated, but it makes you go around the map. And then, yeah, I like that one. But I haven't really done a lot of the NPC stuff, side quests.
Dude, this makes me want to go home and play Dark Souls 3.
You love that game.
I really do.
You really do.
Like, I genuinely have said this so many times. I'm like, listen, I loved Sekiro, but, like, man, my love for Dark Souls 3 is just so... And, like, I don't know. I don't think any of these games are truly bad, but, like, my thing is... the progression in Elden Ring is what gets me, you know? And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, but blah blah blah, but if there's a point where I get to a boss where I'm over leveled and I'm quite literally stomping the thing, I don't like that. I want a challenge.
Yeah.
I like the challenge.
That's what this DLC will never be over leveled, like for anything. Like you'll be under leveled mostly for everything.
Yeah.
But that's because of the fragments that they introduced, you know. So, which is good.
I also like in Elden Ring how it's like like your endurance is tied to your like equipment load. So I'm like, man, I'm walking around with like fucking 3 weapons. I wish I could do this in Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3, I'm just teetering on like, 2.4 and 2.6, and then I'll be fat rolling with a 2.6, and I'm like,
so is Dark Souls like the same template when you are trying to customize stuff?
imagine
Or is it different?
Elden Ring story reskinned, and it's Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
It's like, for instance, you got to put together the shards of the Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
To challenge Radagon.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 3, you need to get the ashes of the souls of Cinder to
Okay.
challenge the soul of Cinder.
Got you. And what about customization and stuff?
Majority of the
Is
really cool
customization
weapons are in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just like copy paste. Like obviously there's your Uchi Katana's been in like every game.
Your
Rivers
katana,
of
your
Blood,
heavy sword.
Rivers
like,
of Blood I think is from Sekiro because it looks a lot like the Mortal Blade Strike, but I could be wrong. I don't really know.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, yeah, I like linear progressive games. You know, I do. Elden Ring's great, but trying to figure out how to do things after a while and then just being like, fuck it, I'll just look it up. You know, that just happens in Elden Ring. So it almost makes me appreciate the linear progressive games more in a way. But obviously Elden Ring's great because you're able to spend you're able to spend more time just appreciating the world. While in the linear games, you're more likely to just let's get to the next phase. You know, you're not really appreciating where you are as much probably. But I don't know. Is the world nice in Dark Souls 3? Is it pretty world?
The beginning part of the world is really good, but then the middle part of it's kind of ass, and the end of it is incredible.
Yeah.
Bro, they have like a 5 or 6 boss run in Dark Souls 3 where you're like, damn.
Oh, really?
Damn. Like, there's no... whatever.
Don't spoil it.
I don't want to, but I'm like...
I don't know if I'm going to play
like
it,
sitting
but...
here, and I'm like...
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know.
It takes on sale.
Yeah, it takes me a lot nowadays to play a single player game. It really does. So
I'm that
that's
way with
why.
multiplayer games. Like for instance,
Yeah,
X
we're
Defiant.
opposite.
X Defiant, I put maybe 10.
I didn't even like that game, to be honest.
I put maybe 10 hours in it. I think 8 of that is in the beta.
Even though I don't play COD anymore,
dead.
That game sucks compared to COD. I don't know why.
I don't care for multiplayer shooters. I'm not trying to come home from work and then have little Johnny Shawnee over there. That's gonna be, off of a Gatorade and a fucking Red Bull that just got home from school.
You almost said edible.
Yeah.
Who's on an edible?
Yeah.
Little Johnny over there is on an edible.
Little Johnny's over
just
there.
Just getting cracked.
Yeah, just sitting there with his eyes like this, and he's just going.
Dude, that's great.
But I'm like, dude, I don't want to have to like. I don't know. I've always said this, and not always, but I've said this when it came to like why I quit Apex. It was like, dude, where are the casual players? I don't want to come home from work and then take a shower and then sweat my nuts off to play the game. Just compete.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to become a pro player,
that's a good reason why you like,
but like
single player
for me,
games. That's a good reason.
I can live with, like for instance, in Dark Souls 3. I had a big problem with
a boss.
Oh my god, yes. Dragon Slayer's armor. He's essentially just like, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And I had trouble with him just because my weapon wasn't doing enough damage, so he would just straight up out DPS me. So I was like, I can live with the fact that he's destroying me.
Yeah.
But I can do this. I know it. But
that's just part of the game, man.
Love Dark Souls 3.
Yeah,
You want to know how much I love Dark Souls 3?
How much?
I have the Platinum Trophy for Sekiro. It took me 92 hours. Currently, I have 90 hours in Elden Ring. I have 105 hours in Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3, my first playthrough took me 30 hours. With the DLCs, I was looking right around 60. And now, here I am.
There you go. There you go. I mean, yeah, I hope Elden Ring. I mean, we've talked about this already. I just hope it sets standards higher for games. So we'll see. Maybe probably single player games. It'll set standards high. I mean, obviously GTA 6 coming out. Like everyone's be playing that. Haven't really heard much about that lately.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a very, very steaming hot take when it comes to that.
Go ahead.
I heard from an unreliable source that there is going to be a subscription.
I did hear about that.
I did hear about that. If there's ever a point in time where gaming becomes a subscription-based product,
it's going to happen.
Where I need to pay $10 a month to simply play your game, I will drop this hobby so quickly.
I think it's going to happen because when you think about it,
I won't buy it. You're not going to ask me to pay $80 for your game and then $10 a month after that. That's not how this works.
You know what I think's going to happen? I think for GTA 6 in general, I think it's just going to be a one-time payment and the deluxe edition, blah blah blah. To play GTA Online, I think they're going to make it that.
Cut that.
I think they're going to do that system.
Cut that.
I mean, eventually it's always going to be that. I mean, look at EA. They already do the EA Play stuff, which gives you benefits, but they don't require you to get EA Play. But you never know. I mean, eventually this all could be some, monthly payment type shit.
I will drop my. Oh wait, no, I can't because if I do that, no, I think I would be actually.
I mean, there's a lot of free to play games though still, that are coming out.
I would drop this hobby so quickly. I'd be like, I got Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring. I got games that can make me.
But if some of these companies want to make big money, I think the free to play style is the way to go.
You can have a terrible monetization system and hide it behind, but our game is free to play.
Exactly.
That's what Apex does.
Yeah.
Apex monetization system.
COD should go that way.
Horrible.
Just
COD won't.
Well, not now.
No, COD's cooked. COD is cooked.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people still play
cooked.
the game. I genuinely don't. They're like, oh, it's a Treyarch game this year. I'm like, you do know the people that made all the other Treyarch games are no longer there, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but there's round-based zombies. I'm like, you do know the guy that made all the round-based zombies in the previous thing has been long gone, right?
Yeah, it's not
like,
the same
but the
game.
multiplayer. You do know that David Vonderhart, who made all the multiplayer experiences that you and I both remember, is no longer part of this company anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's just the reality of it. Is that all these games, they're not the same as they once were, and no one could really just accept that. That's the hard part.
Hey man, at least it could be worse. You could be buying, NBA 2K every year. That's even worse than FIFA. I looked into because when you talked to me about when you talked to me about FIFA, I was like, I wonder how 2K's doing. If FIFA's doing this bad, I would love to see what 2K's doing. I looked at some of it and I was like,
yeah, it's not good. Well, 2K was at its peak in like 2012.
No. I would say the last good 2K game that I played was 17. 17 was
17? Yeah, I didn't play that one. I just played 18, the PS3 ones.
Yeah, 18 and 19 you couldn't play defense. 20, 21, 22. No, I stopped playing. No. I stopped playing during 18, but I played 19 because my roommate in college had it. And then 20 through now, I never played. Madden's even worse. I haven't played a Madden since Antonio Brown was the cover.
Yeah, I haven't played Madden since college.
Who the fuck cares about Madden?
Yeah, the 2K, my favorite was 2K11. I think that had Jordan on it, right? Was that the one that had Jordan? I think it was 11.
I think that was 12.
That was 12? Okay, so that's the one
12 had Braun.
Yeah, 11. Which one had the Jordan edition? That was my favorite. I think it was like a PS3 version. It was 2011 or 10.
I think either. Dude, 2K11 will forever be goated.
That's my favorite one.
So good. You could play defense in the game.
You're a 20 overall when you start my career, and you could cook when you're 20 overall or some shit.
God, I would love to just buy a PS3 just to play 2K11 again.
Yeah, I have the game.
I'd make a god character.
I still have my PS3.
Oh,
haven't booted up.
You gotta boot it up.
I should. I have my PS2.
Boot it up. Yeah, boot it up. Put in 2K11. Create a new player.
Dude, honestly,
start running it.
Man, you're making me really contemplate.
You know what
that
I
right
was
now.
thinking about doing the
That's
other day?
true, what?
I was thinking about re-downloading fucking Madden, whatever the hell Antonio Brown is a cover athlete for. I didn't even want to do like any of the bullshit. I just wanted to see if they had franchise mode. I just wanted
The
to
old
literally,
franchise mode were
literally
great.
just sim through like 20, 30 years down the line where there's like no
It's
kings,
just all
and just start going at it.
Yeah,
just
all
start being
created
like, okay,
characters.
all created characters. I could do my own scouting. I can build a team and just see how long it takes me to make a Super Bowl winning
That's a
team.
cool idea because I actually like that because then you don't have to have bias. You know,
Exactly.
That's
I
cool.
can pick any team.
Yeah.
And then just be fine with
That's
it.
a good point, man. I never thought about that. That's really smart.
Bro, it's also funny because a lot of like the PlayStation shit now is starting to get like older games. So there's a game that they just put onto PlayStation Premium. It's called Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Bro,
I remember that game.
That is my childhood.
Yeah,
that
I played
series
that.
of games is my childhood.
Yeah, those are OG games.
I was telling Dan, I was like, dude, if there was a way to tell how many hours you had in a game, all three of these games I have well over 200 hours.
Oh yeah, for
each
sure.
game.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper 2 is my favorite one just because of the the movement, but yeah,
The movement's good. Yeah.
not even just the movement, just the ability to like you could dead ass play the floor is lava in that game and just jump all around and blah blah blah.
Those are good games, man.
I love the areas they chose. The first area you're in fucking Paris. The second area
Yeah.
you're in India. The third area you're in the fucking Amazon jungle.
Yup.
The fourth area you're in Transylvania.
Dude, it's amazing.
The fifth area you're in a fucking blimp going over the fucking Atlantic.
Dude, this is totally off topic, but I'm thinking of sports games again. So in 2010, when the World Cup was going on, FIFA made its own game for just a World Cup. When you could, when you're on the selection screen for teams, you had literally have a globe on the screen, and you could go around the globe, and it's like a detailed globe, and you could pick any country in the world. They had every country in the world, dude. You know how cool that is?
That's so cool.
Crazy. Like it was so detailed. Literally, the selection screen is you just like spinning the globe and choosing. You could choose any country in the world to use. Amazing, man. All the ones in the Caribbean, you name it, dude. It's amazing,
Bro.
It's pretty sick. Games used to do it right back then, man.
I can't wait for the new Dragon Ball Z game.
So I have seen some stuff about it.
Brother. I
Really
told
good,
Dan
yeah.
this. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to hopefully tell the rest of them.
Yeah.
I'm officially putting a bounty on my own head. There is a $25 bounty.
Oh,
I'm calling it.
I
I'm
can't
calling
beat you,
it.
bro.
I'm
I
calling
suck
it.
at those games.
I'm calling it the Open Challenge. You have 2 weeks. You have to give me 2 weeks, 14 days from when the game drops. You give me 14 days. On the 15th day, you get one chance each time. Now, we can fight, and you could tell me, like, this is not my one opportunity. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And whatever. But if you say it's your opportunity, it's best
like,
2
yeah.
out of 3.
Yeah.
And you can go respectful and, do the 3 randoms. That's fine. But if you pick your character,
Who
and
you
I pick
playing?
mine.
Who you playing though?
Oh, it's Vegeta. Not even a
Yeah,
question.
I
Not even a
figured.
question. If you know me, you know me.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. But it's gonna be open bounty. I've said it to anyone that I know. I'm like, listen. I literally like Meps and I have like childhood stories where Meppy used to be like, I've never beaten you in the game. I'm like, yeah, because you wanna know what would happen? I would beat the shit out of you and then literally bait you into doing a move. And then after I was done, baiting you, I would point blank finisher you. I literally,
games are
bro, I would
crazy.
teleport right behind him and just be like, to the point where years later, I'm watching Dragon Ball Super on my phone while I'm like, in the car with them, whatever. I think we were smoking. I don't really know, but we're doing all that. And then at one point, I'm playing with the sound up, and all Meppy hears is Final Flash, and he just
Oh
goes,
my God.
"Oh my God, Diamond! I just had a brain blast from the past where." You literally hit me with this point blank so many times. I'm like, dude, no, the worst was the one time when I told you, I was like, dude, you can't touch me. You literally just dashed right in, tried to touch me. I went, and just point blank. He turned right into it. And I was like, oh, bro, you think 11-year-old me was disrespectful?
Oh,
Wait till you see current me.
it's a new person.
I can't wait.
Because we didn't play Dragon Ball Z a lot when we were younger, but I have one memory when we went to Rob's. and James is there. And
Oh, when we played Raging Blast and I beat the piss out of him?
not only that, no, the Xbox got unplugged or something you remember that? It was like mid fight and the Xbox got unplugged and everyone was freaking out. Do you remember that? Dude, that was
It
so
was the
funny,
third game between me and James, because the first one, he beat me, and then I wiped the floor with him, and then somebody...
I don't know. I think it might have been me. I actually turned it off or something. I don't remember, but I remember it was so funny. Everyone was freaking out.
I remember when James said something along the lines of like, "Yo, bro, you're not gonna beat me in this." I'm like, "Crack my."
It was like
knuckles.
mid-fight though. The thing turned off.
I think I had the advantage too. That was the funny thing.
Man, I remember playing
I
those.
don't even remember that.
No, yeah, that was in high school. Wow. That was really fun.
Me and James used to hate each other when we played video games. My favorite was the one time we played. So in like 2K17, or I think it was 16, but they had all-time teams. So if you wanted, you just put in all-time teams. So James and I at one point decided, okay, 3 randoms and a suicide. James went first, and he did the suicide. Mm-hmm. The suicide was the 0-1 Sixers with Iverson. So my first team was like, fucking Boston's, the 0-8 Celtics, which, you're going to be like, oh, why didn't you pass up that? I hate the Celtics. Well, I hate all Boston sports, but anyway. I remember I did one, and I was like, I also got that. I was like, I'm about to outscore your AI with my AI. We both dropped 50 on each other. And we were both on-ball defense, and we were still dropping 50 with Iverson. Oh, my God. Everything.
Iverson
Dragon
was
Ball
the
Z.
man in those games. Oh, my God. He was the best.
Only thing you had to do was just get a step.
And he was, like, small, too.
You just...
He was only 6 foot, and he just went... He was fast, nice with it. If you hit a 3 with him, you're just going hype, because usually you're not, like, shooting like crazy with him. But you hit a 3 with him... Dude, you're about to pop off with Iverson.
My favorite team to play with was the 2012 Thunder.
Mine was the old Rockets with
Hakeem. Tracy.
No, with Hakeem.
Oh, the 94, 95?
Yeah, and like Kenny Smith. That team was fire. I loved that team. I liked using the
98 Bulls.
Yeah, no, never played with. We never used the Bulls. That's like one thing we always did is we never used
Jordan
the Bulls.
Was broken.
Bro.
Jordan
never used the Bulls.
Jordan. There was literally a couple of years where Jordan and LeBron, if you played as either one of those characters, you were just a homo.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think that was mutual. Like always mutual.
But if you got them on the suicide, if you got them on the suicide, you had to.
Yeah. Yeah,
I never did.
Like even when I played,
it was like the KD Warriors.
Yeah,
bro. You didn't want to totally use them.
Yeah, and even the old what team was it? I can't remember now.
Dude, I remember the one. Like I never really was into baseball games, but there was one game. It was called The Bigs. And it was literally just an arcade style game where you could just,
I remember what you're talking. Yeah,
such a good.
I didn't
game.
play it, but I know of it.
I tried so hard to just throw a perfect game in that. I remember there was one. I'll never forget this too. I'm sitting in my house and I'm literally playing the bigs. I think my pitcher at the time was like, it was either CC or Andy Pettit or Andy Petit, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yankees legends.
I remember I was at the top of the 8th with 1 out. Somebody rips a fucking single right to my second baseman. He literally knocks off his glove, and I was like, that was my perfect game. That right there was my fucking perfect game. And of course, they counted as a hit, not an error. Oh, I was so mad.
Yeah, baseball games are super underrated. They're actually really fun. Even the ones nowadays, apparently.
Boring.
Really? You think so?
Never been into baseball games.
I think the new ones aren't bad. I've watched them. I haven't played them, but they just look fun. Like the hitting mechanics and stuff. I don't know. It's just a sports game. Like, really. I mean, 2K is the best. I mean, I think. 2K is really fun. The old 2Ks. Madden, I mean, you kind of just like cheese animations. That's just Madden. Do slants, like you just get easy catch.
Always going to be those 5 to 6 plays on defense and offense that are just absolutely better than
like you need a first down, just run a slant, bro. Like run double slant. Like seriously, that's just how you get first down. Oh my god, bro. Well, it's good stuff. Good games, man.
Dude, it makes me want to go back. I'm about to go home and not play Elden Ring's DLC. And
Yeah,
play
now that
Sly
we're
Cooper.
on the nostalgia train.
Like now,
yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm like,
I know.
have so
I feel
many
you
games.
though. I feel you. I literally took out my PlayStation 2 maybe a year ago and left it under my bed ever since because I was gonna play it and I just never did. My PlayStation 2 has some good games for it, man.
I have
some really good games for it.
My PlayStation 2 at my cabin house.
I had like old Spider-Man game that was insane. That like you're just like, how is this on PlayStation 2?
Dude,
like,
the Spider-Man game now, I'm like sitting there and I'm like,
I want
the DLC.
Dude, all
that.
this Spider-Man's always good. Yeah.
That's next. I need
Never
that. I
played
need
it,
that
but-
DLC. I need that one. I did New Game Plus. I beat the game. I got the platinum. I got New Game Plus. I beat that shit. Now I need DLC.
I'm sure it'll come. Is it gonna come? Are you okay?
There's like 3 DLC packs, and I'm just like, game's been out for 9 months. Where the fuck is the first DLC
I
pack?
thought it's been out longer than that. Wow. 9 months? I feel like it came out during Elden Ring time. No? Oh, wow. Elden Ring's been out for
Came
like
out
2
in
years.
23.
Oh, wow. Cool.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Good shit.
All right, well, been real.
Been real.
I hope you heard us talking about all this. Sorry that we weren't around for a little while. Shit happens.
Nostalgia.
But we should be pumping out more pods like this more often.
yeah, we'll be.
No. Maybe
more
next week's
consistent.
episode we'll talk about some haunted shit. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked about that stuff, and
I actually wouldn't mind talking about the thing that I heard about earlier, where apparently the U.S. has predicts that there's like 500 serial killers still at large in the U.S. right now, and apparently like the number one profession for them is like being a cross country truck driver, and I'm like, makes sense.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't mind talking about. There's this one case with like a 14-year-old girl that was like hitchhiking with her boyfriend, and a trucker picks them up, and the guy literally is like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" And just shoots the boyfriend right in the fucking face in front of the girl, and I'm like,
We could do that for sure. I'm down. And also, I have the Weird New Jersey book too. We should go into, make a video on that. I think those are next.
maybe
two.
one of these days I'll get around to going to the Conjuring house too. 'cause
yeah. Good
every
luck
time,
with that.
yeah, I don't
know.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm thinking
wanna
about
go,
settling on the Amityville house though, the one that's in New York. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, driving 3.5 hours to be in a house for 90 minutes does not sound enticing to me. So maybe I'll go to Amityville instead, and
That'd be
write a
sick.
report on that.
Cool. Yeah. Hey,
the
there's a
shit out of
lot
some
of
people.
Yeah, we'll go on those type of videos next. I'm down. All right, boy.
All right, well, subscribe if you're new. Blah 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 blah. All the other bullshit for the YouTube stuff, and yeah, stay beautiful, my people, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.